and thank you for listening to Two Light Sisters. We've got an awesome show planned for you today, so hope you'll stick around. Okay, so I think I tapped into your past life today, and actually it just came to me because somebody was talking about past lives on the radio, and all of a sudden I immediately had all these feelings and thoughts about you and your past life, and I just wanted to let you know about it. And what I found, the message that I got was that you had a lot of repeating situations in your past life. You actually ended up being a woman that was in an abusive relationship many, many times. And the reason why I think that you ended up that way is because you wanted to just keep trying it over and over again. And before you came into this lifetime here, you actually declared it. Before you were human, you declared it that you were going to do something different in this lifetime. So
that resonates with me, Kira. Thank you for sharing that story with me. I feel like that is exactly it just sounds so right and so true. And I believe it. And thanks for sharing that story.
So that fits you very well? Okay. Well, yeah, so now I just wanted to try and tap into your past life for just a little bit and see what we get here. So what do you think about your past lives? Do you really feel like this lifetime is going to make a change?
Yes, I feel like this lifetime I'm opening up some new doors, new opportunities, and actually there's a lot more that I want to do in this lifetime here. There's a few hurdles that I'm still learning to the process to get over those things in my journey here, but I do feel like I'm going down the right path, and I'm really excited because I know that Spirit has so much for me, and this new opportunity is just like, it's like a rebirth, a new opportunity to be a brand new person, and I'm just loving it, every moment of it. So I'm really excited because I know that we're starting some psychic development classes, and we've been using each other to practice on, and we are both very on point with many of the things that we've said. We just have to learn to trust and believe that. And I know that I see you trusting and believing yourself wholeheartedly so much, and I love that. That's why it's so easy for me to believe and know, because I know that your higher self is telling me those things, and I believe it and I receive it. So thank you for that, and thank you for this reading.
Okay, so I'm looking into 3 of your past lives here, and I try to see what kind of job or what you were known for doing back then. And the first one here that I have is you were a counselor in one of your past lives. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the job that you held, but you are definitely known for as the person that everybody in the neighborhood or village wanted to go to talk to about things. And I also see that there were a lot of wars and battles during this time, so maybe the Civil War era, but also actually there's a lot of wars and battles, so there was also knighthood involved, so maybe medieval times. You also had some very important vows that you made, so this could have been some probably around the medieval times when there were battles going on, and most likely you lived in the castle. I'm not seeing exactly that this is because I do know that in the past you were a queen in a castle, but I don't feel like this lifetime that I'm talking about now represents your lifetime as the queen. So this is another lifetime.
You know what? I actually was in meditation and I meditated about a past life moment, and it was a knighthood moment where it was a time when I was around a lot of men that had armor on. So I believe that, and I do believe that I was around that time. So thank you for that.
Wow, that's really, really very, very awesome. I love it when people can validate a past life. That's really cool. So here's another one of your lifetimes that I'm looking at. It looks like what you really enjoyed writing during this time. So I don't know if you were a journalist, if you had written books, or what it was, or if you were writing poems, but you were definitely a writer, and a lot of people actually really enjoyed your work. You were also very spiritual and religious during this time. So I'm thinking a Celtic also comes up. So I'm thinking this was probably you during the Bible times. And you also had a baby. A baby was very important during this time. This is starting to make me feel like this was around the time of the Bible, because baby comes up. So maybe baby Jesus. Yeah, so around that time, you had a past life where you were very, very good at writing. Another past life comes up, and looks like you did some energy healing. Energy healing seems to really, when I think about your life now, I feel like energy healing does, I feel like that is in your path for your life today too, and possibly your experience from a past life of doing energy healing could possibly help you with that. You also, during that time, you were Native American, or you spent a lot of time with Native Americans, but you also had a lot of fears, and I'm not exactly sure what those fears involved, but you had some fears during that time. And there's also a connection to a monk or a nun, which is really strange if you also had that Native American connection. So looks like there's quite a variety of types of people that you were around during that time. Maybe you were doing healing for people that were in the Native American culture, but also for monks and nuns. So that's what I got on that one. So how do you feel about those?
Yes, I do believe that last one that you just did resonates with my soul, because there is a part of me that I do feel is Native American, or was at one point in my life. And as I seen myself in my meditations as a Native American girl who just loved to be outside. And so it's just really amazing to see you pull those cards for me. And also, I've had dreams of some kind of nunhood with babies. I don't know if it was like a nun who worked in a home for orphanage, but I believe that that's probably where it's leading to, because I've had dreams that actually connect to that. And I'm a strong believer that my angels send me messages through my dreams and through my meditation. So I resonate with that, and I'm going to take that as my past life. I believe that. So now I would like to do a reading for you.
Okay, that's going to be really good, because, I actually haven't thought about my past lives very much. When I think about past lives, I mostly think about your past lives for some reason. I even meditate and dream about your past lives. So that's strange, but I do also believe that I have had a few dreams about my own past lives. And the one that I told you about was when I was a little boy, and I had a bus accident, and I died there I died in a bus accident, and I was survived by a very loving mother, father, and a brother that was close in age to me. So I know for sure that that was one of my past lives, so I'd like to hear about my other ones.
Okay, well, here we have books. It looks like you, in one of your lives, you're really, really interested in learning, and you did a lot of reading. You spent a lot of time reading, and baby. So you had a baby, or you were around babies. It kind of seems to me kind of like caretaker. You took care of babies because of the reading. And then also the same cards coming up, Native American. So being that we're sisters and I got the Native American card and now you're getting that, I do feel like there's a very strong connection that we were at one point Native, had something to do with the Native American descent. So I believe that this is one of your past lives. Do you feel like that resonates with you? Yes? Okay. And the next one is body work. So I see you are probably somebody who did a lot of energy work, somebody who worked on people's bodies for healing, maybe a massage therapist, energy healing, exercise training, helping people to be the best them with their physical health and emotional. And going right into that is health. So, so you're probably like a practitioner, a doctor, which is so funny because I know that a lot of people, they just automatically call you a doctor because you have a lot of great information. It's like you've already, it's like as if you've studied all this and people already are just like, are you a doctor? And it's like, I just know this stuff. So you have that knowing, which is awesome. And then Galactic. So that card is more of a like star people. And I feel like with the health and body work card plus the star card, that means that you had a lot of power within yourself. And I could see just by looking at the cards that you had a very, very strong aura and energy in this life here. So does that resonate with you?
Yeah, it actually does, especially that last one where you said body work and then health and then galactic, because it makes me feel like I probably was some kind of physician back then that, or some person that worked on helping people feel better about their physical body. And then when you said galactic, it made me think of star people, because star people usually end up being physicians, and they usually end up being very, very into their work, and they dedicate a lot of their life to their work. So that really resonated with me a lot. And the other one that you were talking about, the books, Baby and Native American, I definitely do agree with you. I feel like you and I probably did spend many lifetimes together, and we probably spent some time together as either Native American people or working closely with the Native American people. So that really, those both did really resonate with me a lot.
Yes. And now I'm going to pull a card for our listeners here. And this card here is from our Guardian Angel deck. And the card that I pulled for our listeners here is Nine of Emotions. So at this time, it's a very important time for you to sit back and open your eyes and just feel the warm energy flowing within your body and starting to realize how lucky you really are and how magical this time is, how happy times can come in the smallest ways, and how rewarding it is to just know that you're surrounded by wonderful, wonderful people who love you, and your angels are asking you to enjoy your life and have more fun. Don't worry about all the bills or all the day-to-day things. Just relax and enjoy the moment, because those things, they're going to come and go, and those are just things that are meant for us to just not really spend so much time thinking about. So that's what our angels want us to know. And that's the card that they wanted me to share with you guys today.
Well, thank you so much, Emma, for that reading. That really, really did resonate with me. I definitely do feel like now is a very magical time. And that makes me feel like all of us, our dreams can actually come true. So everybody's talking about 2015 being the year of manifestation. So I'm really, really excited to see what this year brings for all of us. And I just can't wait to see and hear about all these awesome new things. So, did you want to say anything in closing?
Oh, sure. And I just want to share a quick story. I had a dream the other night where I was singing. I was a singer, and all of a sudden it was like I was singing, and I didn't even know what the next verse was going to be, but I could feel spirit just putting the images right in front of me, and it was as if spirit knew that whatever I was going to say based on that image was going to be the next verse in line to the song. And it made me realize that I could do anything I want. Like, whatever it is that I want to do, my angels were telling me, you can do that. You can do anything you want. You can be a singer, a songwriter. You could be a dancer, a musician. You can do anything that you want. And so that's the message that I want to share with everybody today. And it just is such an overwhelming feeling of love and happiness to have that message given to me from my angels. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you for all you have done for me. Please come into my life for my highest good and help me release old patterns that no longer serve me. Angels, thank you for helping me remove old weeds and watering my fresh new seeds of joy, love, peace, freedom, divine guidance, and clear consciousness. Opening me up for clairvoyance so I can hear all of you clearly. Thank you, and I love you.
That was your letter to the angels?
Yes, I just found that in my journal, and it's funny because I was like, I can't read my handwriting.
Oh, that's
but,
awesome.
Yeah, I wrote this letter to my angels a long time ago. It was probably last year in 2014, but reading it again, it's like, and reading it out loud, it just reminded me of I told myself, okay, I'm going to remove the weeds inside of me. And I imagined myself pulling out these old weeds, just like a garden.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put some new soil in there, and I planted these beautiful seeds. And the seeds are love, joy, peace, freedom, divine guidance, clear consciousness, clairvoyance. And, ever since I planted those seeds, I know for sure I've been watering those seeds and watering them and taking very good care of them. So
yeah, and I can see that you have actually been doing that in your life now. So I wanted to tell you about a really, really cool experience. We recently went on a shamanic journey to go and meet our animal spirit guide. And it was really, really cool because she said, you're going to go visit the underworld. So what I was picturing was a beautiful island, and what I saw was the island above water and the underworld, which was underwater. And she said you can either go in the elevator or you can jump out into the water. Well, my ADHD head, of course, decides that I'm going to do everything. And so I actually went into the elevator, and I also jumped out into the water. So I had two things going on at once. I went into the elevator and I went down to the lower level, and that's where I met my animal spirit guide, a horse. But I also jumped out into the ocean, and I met my animal spirit guide out in the ocean, which was a whale. So I thought that was just really, really cool. Did you meet your animal spirit guide?
Yeah, I did. I met my animal spirit guide. It was just really cool. It was a giraffe, and it was like as if I was the giraffe's mom or something, because as soon as I met the giraffe just like put his or her head down so close to my head and just started rubbing my cheek, and we were both just like, it was like such a loving gesture that we were doing to each other, and I felt like I knew the giraffe and the giraffe knew me, and we had like a soul connection, and it was really cool. And I asked the giraffe, are you my power animal? And the giraffe said yes.
Oh.
So, and then I also saw a kangaroo, and I asked the kangaroo, and I think the kangaroo said yes too, but then I don't really remember that much because I was really fascinated with the giraffe.
Don't you hate it how it's so hard to remember sometimes every single thing that happens, because when you're in that meditated state, there is no sense of time, and it's just the human world that has a sense of time and makes us forget things.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like when we're in the meditation state, we could be doing that for 2 hours and
yeah,
not
exactly.
even realize it.
I sometimes I get so much information that it's just when I wake up or when I get out of my meditative state, I don't know how to process all that information. So I only take bits and pieces of it, and I forget the rest. I really, really hate that, because it's like I don't, my hands can't go fast enough to write all of this down, and the information that I have in my head is so detailed and is so much that there's no way that I'm going to be able to write all of this down.
Yeah, didn't you say that you think your power animal is a horse, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell us more about that?
Well, I think my power animal is a horse, because every single time I meditate and during that shamanic journey, I always see a horse, and immediately I was brought back to a memory of myself in 6th grade where I painted a picture of a horse. It was a brown horse, and for some reason, even though I don't see many horses face to face, but for some reason I knew exactly how to paint every muscle and every bone of that horse, and I did a really good job of that. So I was brought back to that memory of myself painting that in my 6th grade art class. And that was a memory that I had totally forgotten about. Never ever thought about that ever. But that just popped up in my head. And that's how I know for sure that a horse is my power animal. And the reason why I know for sure that a whale is also my power animal is because I've always had a very deep connection to whales. I don't know. I feel like I have a very, maybe it's just to see animals, because I love sea animals too, but especially whales. Whales really, really just, they're just a part of me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know you've always been watching Killer Whales, that show.
Oh yeah.
And I think a few times I've seen you crying.
Oh yeah, of course. I always cry.
Yeah, because it's so hard for you to watch those whales in so much pain and stuff, so.
And that reminds me, way, way early on, like years ago, during the beginning of my spiritual awakening, I went to the zoo, and that's when I realized that I had a strong, strong connection to sea animals, because we were at the dolphin show, and I seriously could not stop crying. I just kept crying over and over again. And there were kids that were looking at me, and I couldn't even, I couldn't stop sniffling and tearing up, and I just started crying because I felt such an emotional connection to the dolphins. And I don't know if they felt it back or not, but I just felt so good to be close to them and to see them. That was a long time ago. I never told anybody about that.
Oh, really? It's interesting that you say that, because I was just watching dolphin therapy on YouTube, some dolphin therapy videos for children who are I don't know, they have like autism and or something. I'm not exactly sure what they have, but some
kind of disability.
Yeah, some sort of disability, and they're just showing the children playing with the dolphins, and the dolphins just love them so much, and they're saying that like once the child plays with the dolphin, the child actually starts to do different things that they wouldn't normally do.
Oh yeah.
And it brings out all these different abilities in that child, and I'm like, wow, dolphins are just so amazing. They have like so much energy, and the ability to bring that out of a child is just so cool.
Dolphins really, really are very, very magical, and that's, probably why a lot of people think the dolphins are connected to the planet Sirius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dolphins are definitely special. And so tell me about that experience that you had that you were going to tell me about.
Oh, yeah. So it's just amazing how I get these messages. About 2 days ago, I was thinking about one of my coworkers, and I was like, well, I used to do exactly what she was doing at my old job, and it would be kind of nice if I can go do that here at this current position. And then I started picturing myself in that position, and that coworker has been out of the office for a week now because her kids are sick. And all of a sudden, it was like I heard today that she's actually putting in her 2-week notice. But that was like 2 days ago that I was thinking about being in that position. And then all of a sudden today, I heard that she put in her 2-week notice because her parents sold their house, and they're moving to Florida where they want to live. And she is moving to Florida with her parents.
Oh, wow.
And so now that position is open.
And did they ask you to?
No, they didn't, and I'm pretty sure in this corporate world here, I'm probably not going to be one of the people that's going to get that opportunity right now, because I still have to be in for 6 months.
You're still new.
Yeah, but other people will shift around and move around, and I know that the universe is going to, when it's my turn to be where I need to be, I already know that it's going to be divinely guided. But it's just so interesting because like 2 days ago, I was just thinking about myself being in that position, and then I was like, wow, that lady is never going to leave this job because she's, she has 3 kids and she's the only one working. I don't think she's going to leave the job. All of a sudden, today, I find out that she's putting in her 2-week notice and moving to Florida.
Well, what if that's a sign for you to go ahead with that, with trying to obtain that position?
Yeah.
Because obviously you manifested this whole thing.
Yeah.
So
it is a sign, and I do feel like that'll be a chance for me. But at this time, I wouldn't be one of the candidates, unfortunately, because of the timing. I have to wait till May to apply to be in a different position.
Okay. Well, maybe you should just let your boss know anyways that, if you can't find anyone for this position, please consider me.
Yeah. So, what I noticed about my intuition and my psychic abilities is that things always come to me like 2 to 3 days ahead of time. And I can't make any sense of it. Like, I don't understand why.
Until it actually happens.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, the week later, it's like, oh, wow. Yep. That's exactly why I was getting those messages. So now what I'm trying to do is just to pay more attention to the messages that I'm getting and the way that I'm feeling. Like, why am I thinking about this?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something going on? And I have I filled up 2 journals already with all these things. And I even filled them up with confirmations of predictions that I've made.
That's great.
From my intuition and stuff. And I just feel like it's kind of cool to go back and read this, because I never really thought that this was something that I could build up, but it is, and it's really cool. So I just wanted to share that with you.
It's kind of like when people first started getting into The Secret, and then they realize, wow, this actually really does work. So, I mean, if you believe that it'll work, and you have faith and trust, yourself, and you want it, then it will.
Yeah.
So, that's really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, that was just really cool. And I've had so many situations like this, and the synchronicity of them it just confirms to me that, yeah, my angels are sending me those messages and letting me know that there's probably something with this person that's going to happen with you next week.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it happened.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for listening. And you can always email us at twolightsisters@gmail.com. That's TWOLIGHTSISTERS @gmail.com. Have a great day, and namaste.